What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Better Than Static. Why do you always scoff at welcome back? Because they got to come back.
You never said welcome back. That's a new one.
I mean, I'll redo it. Hey, this is
No,
Better
no,
Than
it's fine.
Static.
Oh my god, it was fine. It was a change
Hey,
of pace.
this is Better Than
Okay.
Static. It's episode 50, and we still have a lot of screw-ups. It's okay, though. I'm your host, Tyler, and with me most of the time, I don't want to say always because that's not true, but I have my friend Lucas. Say hey, Lucas. And then my friend Chris.
You didn't say hey.
I said hey, hey.
I didn't hear it. Okay.
Hey,
All right.
hey.
Hey, episode 50. We still got our hiccups. Man, I thought I had... Okay, so I figured out what the audio problem was.
They don't care.
I'm going to say it because
The audience.
doesn't care, but...
That's what I'm saying.
They
Wait.
didn't know we had audio problems till you just said it.
You gotta
They can
be
assume.
open with them. You gotta be vulnerable. That's why they keep coming back, hopefully.
Here.
They're coming back because of their vulnerability. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
If I'm anything but vulnerable on this.
we're 50 episodes in, and we're glad that either this is your first episode, or we're glad that this is the one of the many episodes you've listened to.
You know what you could have said?
What?
We're glad this is your first episode, or your 50th, or anywhere between.
Yeah, that'd have been way smoother than what I said. Do you want to be the host of this episode?
Ooh.
No.
All right, then shut up.
Upgrade to director.
But I get with it being like the 50th episode, I wanted to like try to do something big, because this is a huge milestone for us. Like we didn't think we were gonna get past like 20, or at least I didn't. Chris said 10.
5.
5, yeah. Especially how
Maybe even
the
1
trial
at
run
one
worked out.
point.
I mean that first one, like the first one that nobody's ever heard of that we've referenced multiple times on the show was god awful.
And no longer exists.
Yeah, thank goodness
So,
you got rid of that
Don't
phone.
ask for it.
No, Mark Zuckerberg probably has it somewhere.
That's true.
Maybe, yeah. We could go
I'm
ask him.
sure Google keeps tabs on you too, so maybe they have it.
Yeah, you've been in the how long have you been in the Google habitat? Or no, you've been Samsung, not Google.
Google
I mean,
has a phone?
yeah. The
I didn't-
Google Pixel.
How did you not know Google? Like all Funhouse has Google Pixels.
Because I pay attention to people's phones.
Dude, you watch Funhouse TV religiously.
That doesn't mean I'm paying attention to phones, though.
I mean, I don't know what you do or what you pay. I know which one thing you don't pay attention to.
Okay.
Movies. You don't
I was
watch
gonna say
movies.
you needed the segue was really that was a longer pause than it needed to be.
I had a little bit of a burp, and I was waiting for that to pass, and then I was gonna say it.
Because I had glanced, I had looked away, and I'm like, okay, what don't I pay attention to?
But I wanted to do something big for this episode. Like, did y'all? Okay, so one thing that I wanted to do, and it's kind of gonna segue into the topic is, so did y'all see where the bear delivered the ball to like that Russian soccer league game?
Yep.
That's one of the most Russian things I've ever heard of in my life.
Like the only like bigger Russian thing you could have had is like Putin ride in on the bear and deliver the ball to center field.
Defending Syria. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. Sorry.
Yeah, let's not get political. We've had one episode.
Refs get miracle dribble like Bob Dole. Sorry, I was from Space Jam. LL Cool J's verse.
Great
Hit 'em
movie.
high, the Monstars anthem.
You hit 'em high, hit 'em
Going
high,
straight to
hit
the
'em
zone.
high. I'll hit
Wait,
'em
no.
low, hit 'em low,
Straight to
hit
the
'em-
brain, you ain't got no shame. I'm breaking at the frame, coming through like a train. Gonna take over the whole world, that's my goal with my unstoppable crew. Taking no control, you can't get none of this. We're running this. Don't shake
All right,
that
you gotta stop.
first,
That's
second,
like you can't get
three-point
over
gun in
30
this.
seconds.
Get out the lane, I'm coming through, and if you
Chris
don't,
will get flagged if you go over 30
Harvard
seconds.
winning a
Stop.
Pulitzer.
Well, that's something big for 50 episodes to listen to Chris rap.
Yeah,
Dude,
there you
that
go.
song was legit.
That
Still
movie,
is.
the whole movie was legit.
That song's got street cred.
I mean, very few songs that like kids grew up with have street cred.
And that was one. Everybody get up.
Time to slam now.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Full 30 seconds of one song.
Dude, I had not even gotten to like 15, and you were like yelling.
I'm really hesitant. Not that like we're getting
I have a
like,
pretty good internal clock with that kind of stuff. So I since I listen to podcasts all the time, I know like I can usually gauge where 30 seconds is.
Okay. What are like?
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
since
Go ahead.
like we all listen to a good amount of podcasts, what is one thing they do for like a big milestone?
I mean,
They
if it's not much really.
Uh,
Fine.
flashback episode.
Clip show. Show.
What'd you say, Chris?
Clip show. Like Lucas.
Clip show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of editing on my part.
Yeah.
Okay, what's something we could do that's like the bear delivering the ball to the halftime, like for the soccer game?
Chris rapping.
That
was
it.
pretty-
That was it.
that was
That's our
pretty
high
good.
point for this episode.
Get out of the way quickly, people. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm freezing. I don't have any. So, I know I talk about Fortnite a lot, but did you all see where the dude was playing Fortnite during the tornado? Like there was a
Yeah.
tornado hit the town, and he's on the news. I was in my game, and I heard some rustling outside, and then I had to turn up my headphones. Like, is there any game you would risk your life to play?
No.
Game would I risk my life to play?
With that being
Nah.
said, though, if I thought it was just a bad storm outside, then
How was his power still on?
I don't know. It's like a tornado going on. Like he said in the interview, he saw other houses like roofs lifting off. I'm like, how do you still have power?
Did they say where?
Or-
Did they say like where he was? Like what state he was in?
No, well they probably did. I just don't remember.
Because that would be something I'd want to know.
I mean, it's probably in the.
Some states don't actually have tornado alarms because they don't have them off because they never have tornadoes.
That's true.
He doesn't have an excuse if he's like in Oklahoma because like they have everybody's got tornado sirens in Oklahoma. You've got them on your car probably.
Well, here's like another thing.
It's business.
My internet used to go out like when it was really bad storm. Like I don't see how. Like how did he have power and how did he keep having Wi-Fi? Like he needs to pay his utility bill. Like he needs to pay like
Was
a
he
bonus
running?
on-
Was he running it off his cell phone?
Dude, if he was running off cell data, gosh, that's got to eat away at your phone
Well,
bill.
maybe he has unlimited data like me.
Man, you high roller. I don't have unlimited
I
data.
don't pay for my cell phone bill.
Oh, I do. I pay for mine and my mom's.
That's why I'm still mooching off my parents.
I mean, I'm mooching too. I mean, I still live at home, but I pay for. I don't know. That's about the only thing I pay for.
I'm not paying for my car. I'm not paying for my phone. I'm literally paying for my food and gas, and that's it.
That's not a bad gig.
I know, but I hate it.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't make you feel like an adult when you like.
Maybe that's why I don't feel like an adult.
There's multiple reasons why I don't feel like an adult, and half of them are because most of the time I hang out with high schoolers at church. But like, I live in
Yeah,
like.
Gary Glitter.
What'd you say?
What?
No, really, what'd you say?
I said easy there, Gary Glitter. You know who that is, dude.
I don't know who that is.
Figured.
there is it.
That guy.
I couldn't hear you. Cut out.
Have you heard Tiptoe Through the Tulips?
Oh yeah, tiptoe
That's him.
through the tulips.
And they
Okay, stop, Kirby.
30
30
seconds.
seconds. 30 seconds.
Okay, I pointed this out to Lucas earlier. I know this is a bad segue, but have you? Okay, because he thought it was funny. So at least I know you're not going to hate me for bringing this up. Look up, Tyler. Look up Lincoln County, Tennessee, and tell me if it doesn't look like a booby.
Okay, vamp for me while I look this up on my phone.
Because
So,
as everybody knows, I'm a geography nerd, and Lucas, I got really bored at work this past couple of days, so I took a quiz to click on the Tennessee counties. Just like
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
if I-
it looks like a complete boob.
I know, like and Lucas was just expecting it to like be like off to the side, but it's right there on top.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like perfect.
like,
Did they think about
there's
that?
no, unless there's some like historical, like whatever. There's no reason like landmark like
Yeah,
anything like that for it to look like that.
Dude, it's
like,
even
it
got
just
the
like
nip on
somebody
top.
was like,
It's got the
I
little
know. That's
nip.
what I'm saying.
Like, someone that created their counties had to know.
I'm like, that's what I was saying. Like, what surveyor was like, we have to have this bit of land. Like, we don't have a choice. This land is necessary to the existence of our county. Like, who's like? I wonder what their high school mascot is.
I mean, well,
It's a falcon.
Oh, you already looked it up.
I was gonna say it should be a cow because udders.
Yeah. No, it came up.
Lincoln County
yeah.
heifers.
There you go. There it
County
is. Yeah,
heifers.
yeah.
It came up whenever I Google searched to look at the county.
Yeah.
Which I am an engineer and I survey a little bit. You gotta have a lot of foresight though. Like that would have had to been your first county you surveyed to make it look like the boob.
I mean, not
Well, sometimes
necessarily.
counties are just sort of created out of different counties. So it's entirely possible that somebody saw that and was like, "Oh, this is fun."
They're just like, yeah, we could do this. We can make this happen.
Trust me, if you like look at enough counties in the country, be like, why is this even? Why? Like, who decided? And there's like counties that aren't even connected to other parts of the same county. It's like, what? Why? You're just making it difficult on everybody.
Chris is starting a cult right now, and it's gonna be like based around county shapes. See who can find the weirdest county shape.
The Lincoln County's up there. I'm serious. I mean, it's not weird. It's just funny.
I mean, yeah, it's not weird. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I've seen some, like, most of them are, like, let's see. I'll think of something else, and then, because we're not going to go, I don't want to drag you down into this,
This is a rabbit hole. Yeah.
yeah. Because I can't think of all of them at the top of my head that are really weird, because there's a couple more in Tennessee that look kind of stupid, and I can't think of them right now.
So, have you guys been watching any of the NBA championship stuff?
Yes.
I think Chris might need to go change his underpants. But anyways, because he got really excited right then.
Well, it was because it's on my computer right now.
Gotcha.
It's commercial break, but
So, I'm not
yeah.
saying Philadelphia will win it.
they're not going to win it.
But
That'd be cool if they did.
Just hear me out. But me and Greg, who's been on the show before, like he mentioned, like, dude, if Philadelphia wins Super Bowl and then national championship, their city's gonna burn to the ground because like you've
And
seen
Villanova
it.
won
And
the LA
Villanova
title.
won.
Yeah. So like, it's just gonna be a crater of what used
That
to be.
has to be like one of the best sports years for a city ever. It has to be.
As long as they grease those light poles, it'll be okay.
Ain't nothing stopping
I love.
those Philadelphia fans from climbing them lot poles.
I watched so many YouTube compilations of Eagles fans celebrating after the Super Bowl. It was so funny. There's like people drive. It was February in Philly. They had their windows rolled down, hanging out the side of the car. I'm like, you're gonna catch pneumonia and die.
I caught pneumonia. It's bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ooh.
That's an
I
old
do
throwback.
not free base cocaine.
That's a completely different YouTube video.
Dead giveaway. I'm just gonna start naming random videos. Dead.
I know.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. That's probably 10 years old. If you want to feel old.
I don't want to feel old though.
It's probably pretty close to 10 years
There's-
old.
Lincoln Park. Hide your kids. Hide your wife because they're raping everybody out here.
You want to know what really
that
makes?
dude's a legend.
So not only does that make me feel old, because that came out like when we were in 9th grade.
Roughly, yeah.
One of the kids at youth thought I was 30, and I wanted to punch it. I never wanted to punch a child more in my life. Like, and I say child, he was probably 16, so almost 18 to where I could have punched him.
Came out in
That's
2010.
Oh, okay. I thought it
So
was like
we were sophomores.
That's still 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
still a long time. Do you think we'll be going for 8 years?
No. There's no way.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we did. We would just need a lot of stuff. Speaking of,
Sounds just- Oh.
wait, go ahead.
No, I was just no. Go.
So speaking of stuff, I've been working on my stream setup because I think I'm gonna get a little bit more serious into the streaming stuff. So I cleaned off everything, moved all my mixers in here. I got an Elgato, Man, stuff's about to get real this coming Monday for my stream.
Go hardcore.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm getting OBS set up. It's gonna be lit. I've actually taken the time, like, so in the future at some point we're gonna have a famous streamer be on the show. He said yes. I just gotta schedule it.
Wait, what? A famous streamer?
Yeah, I've told you guys about this like a month ago. I messaged him and he just like it was like in his like normal mailbox and not his important mailbox. He goes, dude, I completely forgot, but yes, we need to schedule this. And by like famous, I mean his brother is like super like gets like almost like not 100 but like 50,000 people in his streams, and then the guy we're gonna have gets like 1,500 in his streams. But that's still really good.
Is it his brothers? Interesting. I don't know much about streaming. I was wondering if maybe I knew him or something. I guess they'd have to be like super duper famous for me to know who they were if they're a streamer.
Yeah, like,
Is it Ninja?
yeah, I wish. Well, I don't know. Like, Ninja's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't not like Ninja. I just don't know how, like, that dude's busy, like, all the time. I'm having trouble scheduling this guy, and he's not as busy as Ninja. But he does a podcast as well, and he's really cool. I'm excited to have him on.
Why don't you name drop him if he's going to be on the show?
Because it's going to be a surprise, and I don't know when he'll be on the show, and I don't want...
That's fair.
Yeah, like...
Don't we make any promises we can't keep?
Well, no, he's going to keep his promise. It's just like, I don't want... I don't know. It feels cheap if I name drop and like...
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
That's fair.
That's fair. You don't want to get the people going.
I mean, I want to get the people going, but I don't want them to be like, go freaking wild and like harass this guy.
Right.
Which,
yeah,
please remind me.
One guy I can name drop that'll be on here is Jordan. Jordan's going to be on again. We got to schedule him soon because his EP came out. Jordan Allen and the Bellwethers have an EP that came out, I think, at the beginning of this month of April. So he will be on soon. And then Brian Rodman will be on in June.
Yep.
So
got some guests coming up.
Yeah, so like we're going to have some good guests. We're going to have some... I told people we'd have more guests this year, and we're going to fulfill that because we're breaking 50. That's not the reason why we're having guests. It's
so we don't have to talk to each other for an
yeah,
hour
because like
every
you
time.
see how this is a train wreck. This is like a garbage truck on fire.
Smells like the Cincinnati Reds.
I couldn't hear that. You cut out.
I said it smells like the Cincinnati Reds.
So do you guys got any like news updates?
So how about Syria? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't.
I read The Shining.
You read The Shining? Okay,
Yep.
So did you rewatch The Shining?
Not recently.
Because okay, so we were talking about Ready Player One last week about like the Shining scene.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I got the book.
Yeah, no, I figured that's why. I really want to know if that was all digitally created from like the movie, or if they remade that set, or what. I don't know. I want to know.
Like 90% of what you saw in Ready Player One was not in the movie.
No, I know not in the movie, but like the scene that was from The Shining that was in the movie. I want to know how they did that scene. Like, was it all CGI, or did they actually make that set?
Like the hotel itself?
Yeah.
You know the hotel itself is a real place.
I know, but that looked like in mint condition. Like, there's no way the hotel still looks like that.
I mean, they can have set designers probably come in and at least spruce it up at least a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
Make
That
it
is-
look like...
Okay, so like all the production stuff, I'd really love to know more about, because that's something I know with this podcast has not been a whole lot of production stuff, but it's been enough to like pique my interest on that. And I might pursue that later in life. But speaking of
I pursued some chicken strips today.
Wait, what?
I said I pursued some chicken strips today.
I did last night. I ate some chicken strips from Dairy Queen. Where were your chicken strips from?
Bojangles, I put them in a salad.
Proud of you. Eating healthy. So speaking
then
of,
I ate
or
two
go-
chicken tenders outside of the salad, and then I ate a biscuit. So I mean, how healthy was it?
I mean, you still ate the salad, so that's roughage and like fiber.
Mm. Go ahead with your the thing.
So like Shining, scary movie, scary place, whatever. Real spooky. I went and watched Quiet Place, and I loved it. Fell in love with it. I know we talked about it on a previous
It's a great
episode.
movie.
Oh my gosh, I did not think I was gonna like it that much. How long? Okay, Chris, you should go see it because it's gonna be great. Like it's awesome, or like rent it or something. Just freaking entertain me and go see it or something.
What
Entertain
if I
you.
read an in-depth synopsis?
No, just it's a good movie. Go watch it. Like it's you frustrate me so much because
I
you
just-
won't go watch a movie.
I'm probably gonna watch Avengers.
Like Avengers is a movie, but I want like I can't put into words how frustrating that is.
Can we have a Ben-Hur discussion?
A Ben-Hur discussion?
What do you want to discuss?
Because I've seen Ben-Hur. I can talk about that.
But
Okay.
half our audience probably
discussion.
hasn't seen Ben-Hur.
I've watched both Ben-Hurs. Which one you want to talk about?
You've watched both of them?
Yeah.
Why did you watch the other one?
The new one?
Yeah. Why did you watch?
I didn't watch it in theaters. I think it was on Netflix or I don't know. I watched it on something. It was not very good.
Morgan Freeman? Yeah.
Yeah. He was the best part of that movie.
So
He wasn't very good in it, so
let's talk about Morgan Freeman. So he's in a lot of good movies, and then he makes some questionable decisions about other movies.
I think Morgan Freeman at this point in his career doesn't
care.
give a crap.
Why would
Whatever's
he?
going to pay him money, he can go work for a month or so and then be done.
Yeah, like so I was doing Twitter stuff for us, and like we got those chain like tweets where you have to like post your 4 favorite movies or whatever. So I had to like think of 4 of our favorite movies kind of cohesively. I put Harry Potter on there for Chris. I put Oblivion on there for me, which has Morgan Freeman. That's how I got on this subject. And then crap.
Oblivion's a good movie.
Oblivion was great.
Getting chased. I'm gonna lose all my treasure.
Oblivion's a great like just sci-fi movie. Like say you want to go watch just a solid like I don't know. It's not I don't want to say classic, but I think it'll be
I have a lot of treasure too.
I think that'll be a good one. And that's how I was like speaking of classic, I think Quiet Place will be a classic at some point in time. Like when it gets old enough, I think it'll be classified as that because John Krasinski made a great film in an hour and a half. So it's not too long. Like it's perfect. It's a perfect amount of time because it leaves you wanting more.
It's so short.
But like I don't how long was Moonlight? Like how long are like most of your your not Grammys, but
Oscar-winning movie.
Oscar-winning
I don't
movies.
think that really matters.
I don't think that's a part of the equation as long as it's a good movie. Because, I mean, you're looking at, like, back in the 80s, you're looking at, like, Godfather winning, and those had intermissions during the movie.
But, like, so what was cool about John Krasinski's movie, it kind of had, like, a Jaws effect where in the beginning you don't really know what the monsters are. So it has, like, you're afraid of the monsters even though you don't fully know what they mean. Like, because that's how Jaws was, like, where they had the animatronics didn't work, so you're just scared of the shark fin or whatever. Like,
It shows the monster in the opening scene.
it shows you like a blur. You don't really know what it is.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like, that's how I related to Jaws. But also on the movie list, I put Rogue One and Baby Driver for our 4. Like, so Oblivion, Harry Potter.
For all time?
Like, it was like nerdy kind of film. I know yours is One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I know Chris's is the Harry Potter films. Like, mine is Cool Hand Luke, and I didn't put it on the list.
That's true.
But, like, I was trying to keep it because it was like we got it from Gaming and Chill, and they put like Underworld, Evolution, Scott or Resident.
I'm sorry, what?
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. They put
Oh,
Judge Dredd, Scott Pilgrim, Chappie, and Resident Evil. Somebody else must
which
have put
Judge
Underworld.
Dredd?
It looks like the new one.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I'm not cool with
Just-
Chappie. I wasn't a huge Chappie fan.
I didn't watch it. It didn't look like a movie that I would like, so I didn't watch it.
I watched it and like it wasn't awful. It would not be in my top 4.
That was Neil Blomkamp, right?
I don't know.
Chappie? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
he
only
did District 9 and all that stuff,
And
and Elysium, which was
Elysium
not good.
was like, you know,
Which I didn't like it.
I don't.
I also didn't like District 9, and a lot of people did. So.
I liked District 9. I did like District 9. The only good thing about Chappie that I saw was it had Hugh Jackman in combat boots and shorts and a mullet.
I don't think that's a good thing.
It's a great thing because it's something that I'd strive for.
Yeah.
this guy just go away?
Don't tell Hugh Jackman to go away.
No.
I'm all for Hugh Jackman, but not whenever. Not. Yeah, no. It's. I can't think of a way to just. No.
Okay, so like let's go back to A Quiet Place and like Oblivion. Like, what makes them classic movies? Like, or that you think like that you'll think they'll be classic.
I can speak more towards the Quiet Place because I don't necessarily think Oblivion will be a classic sci-fi movie. Simply because whenever I think of classic sci-fi movies, I think of Star Wars and
Star Trek.
like Blade Runner, Star Trek.
So something that has like franchise opportunity almost.
Yeah, where Oblivion's just kind of a standalone movie, and I really enjoy the movie. I just don't think it has that same like world building aspect of it as other movies do.
Here's one counterpoint I have towards that. You said Blade Runner. Blade Runner started out as a standalone movie based off a book, similar to
Yeah.
Oblivion.
But the world of Blade Runner is a lot more interesting than Oblivion,
Okay,
in my opinion.
that's a good touche. That's a good touche.
Because Blade Runner is filled up with, well, you have Earth and then the 7 colonies in the original Blade Runner.
I think so, yeah.
7?
Which
I
they're
think.
still
I don't know.
existent in
It's-
2049, or at least most of them are in 2049.
No, there's a whole lot of new. I think it's 9 new colonies because Jared Leto's character.
Oh yeah, he has like the
Throws a
mining.
fit about it because he's like a child can count to 9 on his hands or something.
Can they count to 10?
I mean, yeah, you have 10 fingers,
Yeah,
but they couldn't
but-
count to 11.
Yeah, he was upset that he could only take them to 9, but with an entire army of more androids than he could build, that's his whole point of trying to find out how Tyrell was able to make the androids replicate or procreate.
Procreate.
Probably
He was trying to
be a
make the
better word
replicants.
for that.
He was trying to make the replicants who are replicated procreate.
Yeah, that's I got confused on that. But anyway, but yeah, so I mean, you have an infinite amount of storylines you could follow in that. Oblivion, you have the same 2 people, and if you haven't watched the movie, this is a huge spoiler, but you have the same 2 people that populate the entire Earth, and that's it.
I don't like that area. Yes, I don't think those are the last 2 people on Earth.
I mean, it's not the last 2 people on Earth. You have the rebels, like Morgan Freeman's group of characters and all that stuff. But the majority of people are those 2 people.
Yeah, they're clones. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they populate the earth. They keep their job is to kill the bad guys and protect the water drainage. It's been a long time since I watched them.
That was freshman year of college.
Yeah,
Okay, let's transition to, do you think Quiet Place will be a so-called classic in the future?
I do.
All right, explain.
Okay, because it's more than just a horror movie.
Yes, I agree with that.
Simply put, and the best way I can describe this is how John Krasinski describes it. It's not necessarily a horror movie. It's more of a, well, I guess this is different from how he describes it, but to me, it's more of a survival movies kind of thing. Somewhat like Revenant is, where he's faced with certain things and he has to overcome them.
Yeah, I fully
Those
agree with
things
that.
being more scary than what's in the Revenant, even though a bear attack is very scary.
Yeah, it's also really scary because it's realistic. It could happen. You could get attacked by a bear. Well, depending on
Right.
where you are at geographically.
Yeah.
Chris, where do most of the bear population live?
They live in places. I don't know.
That was I was trying to bring you into this with geography. Dang it, Chris, you let me down again.
I got knocked off my shit by a stupid cannon from somebody else, and now that guy's gonna steal all my treasure.
Chris is a little depressed right now. But let's keep this hype going. So I agree with you of it's not just a horror movie. And I say that because, I hate scary movies. So if you're not a huge fan of scary movies, I think you should still go watch Quiet Place because it's not like it's not demons, which is like that's my big no, never watch demon crap. But like you're not terrified, you're just on edge because you don't know what's going to happen. Like your emotions are rampant through the whole movie. You're just like you're gripping like the armrest because you don't know what's about to happen. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. It's also very different from anything else I've watched. I won't say it's, completely different from everything else that's out there because there could be something that I'm just missing. But like the sound plays a really big role in it. It's a very quiet movie, and every sound that is made, they do a very good job of making it seem like just a disaster. Like
Or like not all the sounds are desperate, but they all have weight to them. Like they're all for a purpose. Like it's not like you're just having noise filling music or anything because like there's very little music regardless in that. But like anytime there's a sound, you need to listen to it. Like you have to have
you
it.
have to pay attention to it.
Yeah. And I was really nervous about child actors, which I know the child actors in this movie did not have a lot of lines. I thought they did a really good job though.
And there was a scene before this movie came out on the podcast. I said you said you were worried about the child actors.
Well, that's why I brought
said
this
all
up.
they had to do was sit in the corner, be quiet, and look scared. And there was a scene
Yeah.
where the little kid was sitting in a corner looking scared. That's all I'll say.
And he did it great. He did 10 out of 10.
He looked terrified.
So I know we've been pretty movie heavy, but I'm gonna keep this flow going. What is a movie that you guys remember watching that made you have a lot of emotion like throughout the whole time? Like there wasn't really much downtime to it. I know that's a hard
game
question.
or a movie?
Movie. But if you have a game too, I don't care.
Well, Logan for me,
Logan was a big one here recently. Yeah.
or Gran Torino would be another one.
All right, I like Gran Torino. That's a good one. Solid. What about you, Lucas?
You go. I'm still thinking. I don't have many emotions, so this may be hard for me.
I really one movie I really enjoyed was 12 Strong with Chris Hemsworth. it made me have emotion because which most war movies make you have emotion. I think if you don't have emotion in a war movie, it's not really a good war movie because you need to have be sad because you've lost fellow soldiers, or you need to feel something to go into battle. They did a really good job of those two. Also, that was the first war movie I think that made me feel frustrated with I felt frustrated along with Chris Hemsworth's character in some of the parts, and that was a new feeling for me for a war movie. So I really enjoyed it. And then one movie that they did a really good job of making you feel what the main character was feeling was Baby Driver. We talk about that one all the time, but Baby Driver was great. They made you feel what Baby was feeling by the music, and they did that really well.
Yeah.
What about you, Lucas? It's your turn.
Well, you talked about war movies, so that put a whole bunch of war movies in my head, and I know whenever you said it, I thought of one very specific scene from Saving Private Ryan, and it's the opening scene where you have just at this point in the movie some random old guy walking through Arlington Cemetery, I think.
Yeah.
And then half running over to a tombstone and falling to his knees, and then it cuts to the movie, and I know the first time that I watched that made me have some feels or something. I don't know.
There's very few movies I cry in. I can count the ones that I cry in on one hand, and those are Cowboys with John Wayne, and it's when John Wayne dies in Cowboys. Forrest Gump. I have no freaking why, but I cry in Forrest Gump. Where the Red Fern Grows. And, what's the other one? Oh, Logan made me cry.
Logan made you cry?
Logan made me cry because, that was my childhood. I grew up with the X-Men movies. There's one more. What was one more I had? Maybe that was it. Yeah, I guess that was it.
I've never cried during a movie.
What? I don't believe you. Well, no, I believe you. Chris, have you ever cried in a movie?
Gran Torino.
You actually cried?
Yeah.
Nice. At what part did you cry?
The end.
You know what part that he cried in.
I was trying to make him cry again.
I was going to say, there's more sad parts to that movie, but that is by far the saddest part of that movie.
Do you think, and I know I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Do you think these movies were great because they were just well written, or do you think it's because they caught your emotion?
I think both. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah, I think watching certain movies at certain times in your life can bring out, you can relate to them at certain points more so than you can at other points. But I feel like a movie has to be written well enough to be able for you to relate to it.
To relate to it at any point you're watching it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never cried during a movie, so.
Do you ever get goosebumps in a movie, though?
What kind of goosebumps?
Like amped goosebumps, like you're freaking pumped, like a Coach Carter when he gives the speech in the last game. Like those movies are do you feel those feelings? Do you feel sad? You just don't cry. You're just not a big crier, or?
Oh no, I never cry. But I don't know. For me, if something sad happens in a movie, I have that disassociation with it, where it's I know it's not real. It's not really happening. I don't know these people. I'm not connected to these people in any way. So to me, it's just whatever.
Gotcha.
But Yeah, on the flip side of that, though, if something cool happens or whatever, I do. I mean, I don't know.
But you get goosebumps. You get goosebumps.
I
You
get
get those excited.
goosebumps
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
There
Like
you
if
go.
there's like a cool speech and stuff like that, then yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I would feel it. I mean, still, I mean, I watch uh, the speech that Rocky Balboa gives his son in
Is it Rocky? It's just
the
the Rocky. It's just Rocky. Or no, is it
yeah,
Balboa? It's a Balboa.
no, it's Rocky.
Rocky, yeah.
Yeah, it might be Rocky Balboa. I don't know, but in the newest Rocky movie,
Oh, Creed?
uh,
Yeah.
no,
Oh, you're talking about, okay, yeah, yeah. You're still
in the
referencing
newest
that
Rocky
speech.
movie,
Yeah, yeah.
he gives a speech, and it's one of my favorite speeches in a movie that I've seen ever.
It's not how hard you can hit. It's how, or no, is it, it's how many times you can get hit and keep going, or is it how hard you can
No,
get hit?
yeah, it's how hard you. It's not how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep on going.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's being a huge fan of the Rocky movies growing up, uh, and then except for number 5, I don't talk about number 5. It's bad.
It's crazy how, like,
It's so bad.
the entire franchise of Rocky moved, like, to that speech because Rocky's whole fighting technique was
Right,
taking
that's what I'm
hits
saying.
until
Like,
he, like, nobody could take a punch anymore. Like, they,
yeah, it's like whenever he said it to me, like I knew exactly what he was talking about. Like, uh, he was the living embodiment of it, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was easy to see and know what he meant, especially whenever he was talking about it in a like an abstract way, like life throwing punches at you, kind of thing. So
yeah. It's like the
I like
person
it a lot.
that wrote Rocky had that much foresight that they were gonna have that speech. Like, it just, it was,
Yeah. So
it was
yeah,
a piece of art.
Sylvester Stallone
Yeah.
is a great writer,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty
It-
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Chris brought up games earlier that made us feel. Do you guys have any games that made you have a feeling? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. What game?
uh, Gears of War, the first one. Whenever I played it the first time, I can't see Chris's face, so I don't know if he reacted to that at all. But
I don't really remember Gears of War 1.
yeah, I know whenever I played the first one, I really, really enjoyed the campaign on the first one. It was different from everything else I played at the time. It was like, I don't know, it just had a different feeling to it. It was dark and creepy and scary, and
Too spooky for me.
yeah, had a couple jump scares in it that scared me.
I've not
For
played many
spooky
scary-
5 me.
I've not
Oh,
played
no,
many
it's
scary
3-5.
games. So
I mean, Gears isn't a scary game; it's
But-
a
yeah.
action game. But
well, no, I know that, but like you
Like-
saying that just made me like think about that. The closest I got to playing a really scary game was I watched somebody, like, their YouTube content. They played Amnesia, and I watched it, and it scared the crap out of me. But like so they had the face cam on the guy. It was a guy named, like, his name was Day9, like his YouTube name or whatever. And he was also very scared. So like when he'd freak out, it'd make you freak out. And then when like the tension was finally over, he'd laugh and you would like die laughing. But like that's the closest like to terrified I've been by a game. I know. So I went back and played Sly Cooper when I got out of college, and those made me feel nostalgic. But that's like, you can feel that from a lot of games.
yeah, I
Even
mean,
if the game's bad, you can feel that.
yeah,
Yeah, but like there's very few games that have made me. Well,
there's
okay.
a lot of games that make me frustrated.
Yeah, there's so many games that make me frustrated. I think the closest I got to feeling something from a game was Titanfall 2's campaign, and it was like my mind was blown at how good that campaign was. I loved that campaign. Like you all, okay,
That's
so,
really
so
good.
you all like told me how good that campaign was, and how, like you need to finish it. You need to finish it. I'm like, I'll get to it. I'm just too busy playing online or whatever. And I finally did. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so good.
The, I have this weird thing where I beat the campaign before I go online. So I don't know why, but I always do. Well, I try to. There's some games that I don't.
I usually go
Like
straight to the multiplayer.
Battlefield. Because I don't really like Battlefield, so I don't really care.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I don't play.
And I also enjoy the single player more than I do multiplayer most of the time.
It depends on the camp. Like most of the games I've ever played, in my like have been story-based games, like Lego Star Wars or Sly Cooper or Borderlands. Like most of those I've played are story-based. Like I've played Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and now Fortnite that are like mainly competitive. Like you want to play online.
Right.
So like I think most of my game choices were based on story being good content and stuff. What about you, Chris? Anything made you feel from a game?
Feel like good,
Good, bad, whatever. Anything in between.
immersed.
Immersed, there you go. Make you feel immersed.
Skyrim.
Skyrim? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Skyrim.
How many hours do you think you had on Skyrim?
An embarrassing amount.
Yeah.
Probably over 100.
Wow.
Has to be. Probably closer to 2.
I was about to say easily over 100. I know I had over 100.
Let me
in it.
see. Let me see.
Yeah, because you have the Xbox app, so you can check that out. Let's see how many hours you have on it. Lucas, how many hours did you have on Witcher 3?
Witcher 3 hours. Witcher 3. I thought you meant like 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah. Considering that just the main story quest alone, including the DLCs, the 2 DLCs, it was over 120. And I beat all of that. Then you also include all the side missions and all that kind of stuff. A lot. A lot more than I care to admit. I also wasn't working at the time, so
Yeah, so
Yeah,
don't
I
be
Have more
ashamed.
ashamed.
A
time
whole
to
lot.
devote to it. Yeah.
So like we also got the challenge of like your 4 favorite games, and for us, I think I put Super Smash Bros. The original, Witcher 3 for you, Lucas. I put Roller Coaster Tycoon for Chris, and Sly
Oh,
Cooper
yeah,
for
yeah.
me. Yeah, so I did pretty good on that one, right?
yeah.
Roller Coaster Tycoon's great.
Yeah,
Roller Coaster Tycoon 2.
I didn't know which one you liked the best. I just knew that you liked the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise.
Coaster Tycoon 2.
So like that, where I run the Twitter, like people will tag that, and I don't know if they, like they'll follow us on Twitter, so they'll tag us in that stuff, and I don't know if they know that we're 3 people. So I have to like think for you guys too. I'm like, okay, so what do they like?
You could have asked us.
I was on my laptop and I just did it real quick. I'll include you next time. The next challenge we get.
Ocarina of Time's my favorite video game.
I was gonna put Ocarina of Time, but it was already taken. I was gonna put it
Oh,
and
I
said
gotcha.
Hit me, please. Just
I was-
leave my mom alone.
what?
That was a inside joke for nobody.
Okay.
Um,
Song of Storms.
did you put lyrics to Song of Storms from Ocarina?
I
of
stole.
Time?
Somebody else did, but I was just repeating what they did.
Is this on YouTube or did they just like? Is it?
It's
You
on
heard this
YouTube.
by word of mouth?
It's on YouTube somewhere.
Why are you being so like cryptic about it? Just tell us.
Because I don't want to name drop.
Is it someone we all know?
No, Kirby, let's go. He doesn't want to tell us.
That's weird. Okay, so Chris was being super weird Tuesday because he thought we were trying to like trick him out to come hang out Friday. He's like, "Why didn't you guys just tell me why we were going to go hang out?" And like, I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, you guys told me I should be at the place," and I said, "Why?" And like, you guys just said, "'Cause it'll be fun." And he's like, "Are they trying to hide something from me?" I said, "No, we literally just think you would have fun, so you should come
Yeah.
and hang out with us, not because we have any ulterior motive." He was like, "So
That's what.
go ahead."
No. I want to see what you say.
He was like, because you had the immediate response, Lucas, of like, you should come because it will be fun, and he thought you were like, because it'll be fun. You don't need to know why we're actually going to go to Wrigley.
Yeah.
Like, he thought you were being like all secretive about it.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my motive at all. I was just saying it was going to be fun.
Yeah, Lucas. I told him, I'm like, Lucas has no forethought of that. He just thought you might have fun coming, hanging out with him. He's like, are you sure? Like, he like was like interrogating me about it.
Yes, Chris, you should
I'm
go.
just-
It'll be fun.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just
Chris doesn't think coming and hanging out with us will be fun. That's what he didn't.
it's not that. It was just like
Go
I'm
ahead.
getting ready. Somebody else is coming to take my stuff. I left that game. I destroyed my ship, sunk all the stuff so that guy couldn't get it. Now somebody else is coming up with me. Why can't I just be left alone?
In life and in game, you both
No
wants to be
kidding.
left alone. But let me see here. I had something else. What did I have? I always forget the last thing I want to talk about. Oh, be on the lookout for me and Lucas. We're going to Marble City Comic Con. It's like, don't be on the lookout for us because when you hear about this, we'll already be gone to the Comic Con.
Yeah, I was about to say we'll
But
already
be on the
back.
lookout for YouTube for our coverage from this. Because we always do interviews at Comic Cons. I'm pretty pumped for this one. This is a new one for us. Like, I haven't heard anything about it. Not like in the bad sense of nobody talks about it. It's just I don't go to Tennessee a lot for Comic Cons. So this will be the first one. This won't be our longest drive. Cincinnati was our longest drive, but like it'll be the first one that no one told me about. Like Chris found it and he's like, hey, you should go to this one. Because Chris is over our events now. so
Marble City.
Marble City. What'd you think I said?
Marvel.
No. Which I found out why it's called Marble City. That's like where the biggest marble manufacturing plant was in Knoxville. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But hopefully we get good interviews, which of the ones, like we've had so many good ones. Like I don't know if they can top some of the people that we've had. Like Justin Castaneda was good at LexCon. Tony Ackery's always good. That dude is just always hype. Justin was really cool just to hang out with. Like we hung out with him for like an hour the night before we interviewed him.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Which, like, if you haven't checked out the mini docs we do, that's something really cool because maybe you don't do comic book conventions. This gives you kind of like some information about them. It gives you some maybe enticement to go meet these cool content creators and help support them. But like I just have fun because everybody's so supportive. Like if you have a craft or if like you have content you want to put out there, everybody's trying to help everybody. And we'd really love for you to go check out all our mini docs because we want to put a spotlight on those content creators. Like we don't do this just for us and we don't do it because we think we're freaking hilarious. We do it because we want to make you have a better commute to work or better day getting you through the dull times at work. Like we do this. We're 50 episodes in because of you guys and because of these people that we meet and we want to, help plug their stuff. I think we got into this because we thought we could talk for an hour, right? I think that's how I convinced you guys is because we could talk for an hour. But why do you guys keep doing it? And don't say because I make you or I will hurt you.
Because you make me.
I mean, I do feel obligated.
But like, is there any other reasons besides like that?
You don't want to edit this out.
No, I'm gonna keep it in because we're vulnerable.
No, I mean I have fun doing it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't. I mean that's pretty much sums it up. I have fun doing it. It's a fun hobby to have, so it is what it is.
What about you, Chris? Do you have any other reason besides obligation?
Ooh.
Wait, what? So
I'm playing Cars too.
you're playing Cars too.
Yeah, I quit that game too because somebody else came up on. But that one was funny. Somebody rolled up on me and I just followed them in. They saw me. They got spooked and ran their ship aground and then left.
All right, now
So that
quit
was kinda
dodging my question.
I don't like this. I feel attacked.
I watched the Iron Giant this week.
Superman.
It was amazing.
You guys are dodging the question.
It was awesome.
Okay.
Let me dodge the question, man.
What is your high point for all these 50 episodes that we've done? What do you think is the best way?
High point?
Like, what was your most fun you had?
You're asking the guy that has a horrible memory.
We have to do a reflection. This is episode 50.
I'm not very reflective. I don't know. This is the worst segment in the history of mankind. My God. Oh Jesus! God,
here's
please
my
edit this
answer.
out, because this is not good. I don't know.
Here's my answer.
Go for it, Lucas.
Chris's absolute brain fart that is happening right now.
No.
No, I mean, I don't know. Could always say something easy, scapegoat, like the journey, how far we've come, all that kind of crazy stuff. Hanging out with you guys, no, but I don't know. It's honestly, whenever we started this, I looked at this more so as just a way to. I just thought it would be fun. I liked listening to podcasts. Kirby talked me into it, so I decided why not, and then I had fun doing it. And then people actually started listening, and I appreciate that. Still a little confused why you do, but it is what it is. But and then we've just kept growing, and it's kept being fun. Got to get to do stuff like be press at Comic Cons, which is something I never would have thought would have been possible.
Dude, when I got that email from Cincinnati that they let us, I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was gonna happen. And like we get to do some cool stuff. I enjoy so. I used to do a comedy show in college, called TNL, Thursday Night Live, and once I graduated, I no longer got to take part in that, and I like making people laugh. That's something I enjoy to doing, and that's a big part of how I live my life. So I lost that, so I tried to supplement it to get this, and that's why I do it. I think the high point for me was, which every month that we keep beating last month's downloads is a high point for me. We're still climbing, and that's only because of you guys. Only because of our audience, that they keep listening. God knows why they do. I don't know, but I'm really thankful for it. And for them sharing, and for the people in our podcast network that share our stuff. This, we've not and we're not huge or anything, but we're way further than we thought we'd be. We broke 2,000 downloads. I think when we started, we said if we can get 10 people that we don't know to listen to us, that's a win. And we blew that out of the water, because I think our most downloads on an episode is almost 80. So that's 90 people that has listened to one of our episodes that we don't know, over our initial thoughts. So here's in reflection of 50. Thank you so much. We might try go for 50 more. Who knows?
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Stay tuned for that next one.
Go for that.
Hopefully 100 will be way better if we make it there than this one. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show with me. I'm talking to you and you, Lucas and Chris. Thank you guys for doing the show with me.
Who's you? Who's the you?
You, Lucas, and Chris.
No, like
There's only 3 of us, Kirby.
I've been talking to the audience, saying you to the audience. Now I want to say you, to as in you guys, like you two. Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of confusing.
Yeah, sorry, but like I want to thank you guys for doing the show with me, for being very gullible and susceptible to peer pressure to talk you into doing a podcast with me.
Chris Gulple's on the ceiling.
Okay.
And then I also want to thank the audience for listening. I know I've said it a lot, but thank you guys. We couldn't do this without you. Please check out our YouTube, check out our Twitch, check out our Twitter, check out everything that makes us us. Be on the lookout.
Check out Lincoln County on the map.
Yeah, go check out Lincoln County on the map. It looks like a boob.
Tennessee, not Lincoln County, Kentucky.
Yeah, Lincoln County,
just looks
Tennessee.
Boring. No offense to people in Lincoln County, Kentucky, if there is any listening. It's just you don't have a very interesting shaped county.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
So, Twitter @BTstatic, email btstatic.pod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear any comments, anything you have. Please review us on all the podcasting apps and comment on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us. Please share. Tell your friends if you want them to listen. Tell your friends. But also, stay tuned for the outro music. After the outro music, we got a podcast promo for one of the other podcasts on our podcast network, and they'd love for you to check them out too. So, guys, here's the 50 more, maybe. Let's shoot for 25 first. Guys,
Let's shoot for 1 first.
let's shoot for 51.
Next week episode is to be determined.
Yeah, we might end it right here. I hope not, because we just paid for another podcast, like another subscription for Podbean. So that's a waste of money if we do that. Hopefully this episode's been better than static. Catch you guys next week.
I do not freebase cocaine.
Yeah, I'm leaving that in there.
Like, I know that the object of Sea of Thieves is to be a pirate.
If you like video games, debates, and silly banter, you'll love Gamerheads Podcast.
Outside of your store, because I do feel like your store knows its identity. I do. I think that you guys know what you are. No?
Not always.
Really?
He sells fidget spinners.
Well,
Not anymore.
I mean, for a while.
Not
I mean,
anymore.
Not,
You're
that much.
experimenting
not
with our
anymore.
That's what I'm saying, though. You were just experimenting.
golf was made by a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Go Iwata.
Yeah.
Oh, the game.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
sport.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Well, speaking of Nintendo.
Follow Gamerheads on Podbean at gamerheadspodcast.podbean.com.